Today we've got breaking news on the controversial lawsuit involving the creators of Dead or Alive and Ninja Gaiden, plus an exclusive hands-on demo with Capcom's Bionic Commando.
And we have the broadcast premiere of the brand new Team Fortress 2 trailer, plus our review of Secret Agent Clank and one of the coolest PS3 game mods we've ever seen. X-Play starts right now.
Hello and welcome to X-Play, the only video game show to adopt the metric system and then, drop it an hour later. And we're going to have...
The metric system's confusing, that's why we drop it. We're the only people that aren't on that. Okay, I'm Kristen Holt, filling in for Adam Sessler, who's out and about somewhere. We're coming to you from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles on Thursday, June 19th.
He's somewhere. On today's show, we review Dracula Origin for the PC. Plus, we're going to show you some incredible user-created mods for Unreal Tournament 3, including 2D Super Mario maps, jetpacks, and a Lego world. Now, we're going to show you how to install these awesome upgrades in Mod This. But first, let's get today's top headlines in the gaming update.
First up, we've got the very latest on Itagaki Watch 08 and the heated legal disputes between Tecmo and Team Ninja. In a written statement, Tecmo tells X-Play, quote, "There are several inaccurate reports stating that all 300 company employees are named in the lawsuit, and the company would like to clarify that only 2 employees are involved in the suit. Tecmo Limited would like to assure its partners and loyal fans that its teams continue to focus and work on several projects to be released and announced in the future. The company is committed to providing high-quality, entertaining products for our fans around the world," end quote. However, it should be noted that one of the 2 employees involved in the suit is the head of the labor union, hence the confusion. Gaming blog Kotaku has turned up more on the dispute between Tecmo and former Team Ninja head Itagaki. In documents submitted to courts by his lawyer, it clearly shows a bonus owed for completed work on Dead or Alive 4. However, Tecmo has submitted their own document in which it appears this paragraph has been omitted. At this time, it's unclear which document is legitimate. Tecmo has asked journalists to handle news reports concerning the matter with care. X-Play is committed to doing so and will continue to bring the latest as it develops. Next up, the creature creator for Will Wright's evolutionary game Spore has stirred up a bit of controversy. Some users have decided to design creatures with, let's just say, phallic features, and as a result, Electronic Arts' customer service has started flagging the accounts of users who have violated or are close to violating their terms of service. Electronic Arts has also announced that more than 250,000 creatures have already been created and shared since the creator was released on Tuesday. Finally, Newsweek's Level Up blog has reported the departure of EA executive Neil Young. After 11 years of work at Electronic Arts, Young has decided to leave the company to manage his own company and work on a new, unspecified project. Young was the head of EA Blueprint, a division that focused on the development of games with smaller teams and smaller budgets. In the past, Young was responsible for projects that included Boom Block, Medal of Honor, Airborne, and The Sims 2. That's it for today's gaming update. For the latest news, reviews, interviews, and more, be sure to check out our daily podcast on iTunes. All you have to do is search for X-Play, and you're on your way. But before you do, hold on, because we've got the broadcast premiere of a brand new Team Fortress 2 trailer. This one focuses on our favorite crack shot.
Hit shot. Sniping's a good job, mate. It's challenging work, out of doors. I guarantee you'll not go hungry, because at the end of the day, long as there's 2 people left on the planet, someone is going to want someone dead. Not a crazed gunman, Dad. I'm an assassin. Well, the difference being one has a job and the other's mental sickness. I'll be honest with you. My parents do not care for it. I think his mate saw me. Yes, he did. Feelings. Look, mate, you know has a lot of feelings, bludgeon their wife to death with a golf trophy. Professionals have standards. Be polite. Be efficient. Have a plan to kill everyone you meet. Dad, put Mum on a phone.
It's a great trailer. Don't forget all the bionic women or $6 million men you know. The future of humans melding with technology lies within Nathan Spencer, the protagonist of the This Gen Bionic Commando. Oil up your metal arms, we've got an exclusive hands-on demo. After years of requests from die-hard fans, Capcom is revisiting one of its classic games. The sequel to the 1988 Nintendo classic Bionic Commando will make its return on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PCs very soon. Imprisoned government operative Nathan Spencer is freed after a weapon destroys Ascension City. And once again, your most important ally is a powerful bionic arm. You'll need it to swing through the landscape, launch objects at terrorists, and even take on your friends in online multiplayer. Joining us today from Capcom, Mr. Tim Ming, thank you so much for dropping by with this exclusive hands-on demo of Bionic Commando. Of course, the game is being played right now as we're going to talk about it, which is very exciting. Now, 20 years ago, we actually first saw the original Bionic Commando for the NES. Why are you revisiting this?
We wanted to revisit this because of it was a brainchild of Ben Judd, who's the producer of Bionic Commando. He really wanted to do a retro title that was a remake of the original game. And then the powers that be at Capcom actually decided to create a whole new, next-gen game.
So it's great that they greenlit that for you guys. The game has definitely a dedicated fan base. How is this version going to cater to the original?
It definitely takes the feel because it's a continuation of the original storyline. All the things that the hardcore fans actually want and believe in and love is going to be there. But then we're just taking it to the next level with 3D gameplay and a lot of just different combos and juggles and an intricate story.
Okay, so the basis of the gameplay, of course, is your bionic arm. So let's talk a little bit about the abilities that you're going to have.
So the bionic arm you can use to actually move around with, but also there's a lot of different combos you can do. One of the combos actually is that you can actually kite, which is actually connecting onto the person and flinging it up in the air and then firing at them. Every time you hit them, they actually pop up back in the air and you're actually juggling them up in the air.
So are there any other offensive abilities that it has, or is it mainly focused around movement?
There's a lot of focus. There's a lot of focus on movement. There's a lot of focus on attacks. Mainly what it does is it allows you to move around enemies or to bring them towards you. So you can actually connect to an enemy, bring him towards you, and then pull off some kind of combo with a melee or with a ranged weapon. And
so what kind of weaponry are we looking at?
Weaponry-wise, we're looking at a lot of weapons that they're nostalgic. They're actually based on, and they're homages to the original Bionic Commando game. So one of the ones that we're looking at right now is actually the Tarantula rocket launcher. Which actually,
I like the sound of that.
The rocket launcher actually fires 2 rockets at the same time, and you actually can paint multiple targets. When you start off, you actually have two rockets, and then when you buff it up at the end of the game, I think you have 6.
Great, so let's talk about some of the upgrades. You have upgrades available for your weapons and your bionic arm?
Correct. We have upgrades for weapons and also for the bionic arm. Bionic arm upgrades will actually allow you to move around objects, do different combos, different abilities. We're not really ready to actually release that information right now.
You're not going to tell us every single detail of the entire game right here?
No, not right now.
So let's talk about the city that we're in a little bit.
This is actually a nuked out city that there's a new evil organization called BioRain, and they've actually committed a terrorist attack on the city. So then Nathan Red Spencer, who is the original character of the game, is brought back to actually take care of this and investigate for the government.
Are we going to be seeing other environments, or does it all take place in the city?
Right now, we've released about 3 different environments. 2 are in the city. One is the one we're seeing right now. It's the flooded stage. Another one is just a bombed out city. That's the original one that we had in the original trailer. And then we actually just released a forest area.
So what are we going to see as the structure of the levels? Are we looking at linear, or are we looking at open world?
We're looking at open world. We really wanted to put emphasis on the bionic arm and swinging around. Grin, who's the developer, actually has put a lot of effort into putting in a lot of work into the physics engine, which is their own proprietary engine. And this basically allows you to move around, find alternate paths, a lot of different things, a lot of cool things with the physics.
It looks like a lot of fun swinging around, I have to admit. Okay, let's talk about multiplayer. Because you're going to have multiplayer. The multiplayer looks a little chaotic.
It is a little chaotic.
So what kind of modes are we going to expect?
Right now, we're not ready to release any modes. We do know that it's probably going to be about 8-player multiplayer. So you can imagine all these different people swinging around, shooting at each other. One of the cool things about multiplayer that we've seen so far is that you actually can attach your cable onto other people. So that has benefits for co-op. It also has benefits for actually fighting, where you can actually attach your cable to a friend, and when you complete your arc, you can actually get to places where no other normal people can get to.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I love two-player co-op. Now, are we going to see differences between the PS3 and the 360 and the PC version?
Right now, we're thinking it's probably much going to be the same.
Okay, cool.
It's to be determined.
Are you going to have Yoda in one and Darth Vader in the other?
No, no way.
Yeah, people don't really like that very much. All right, when are we going to see this game? When is it going to be released?
Right now, 2008.
2008.
That's all we can say.
All right, Tim, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
We really appreciate having you. All right, right now let's head back over to Kristen.
Thanks, Morgan. We have to take a break, but first, take a shot at today's poll question. With Bionic Commando out of the way, what other classic game franchise should be remade? Do you want Paperboy, Elevator Action, or Double Dragon? Log on to g4tv.com/xplay and vote. We'll have the results later in the show.
Coming up on X-Play, one of gaming's best sidekicks takes the spotlight in his first solo adventure. We'll tell you if Secret Agent Clank on the PSP is a success. Plus, the world's fastest shooter gets even crazier. We'll show you the must-download mods for the PlayStation 3's Unreal Tournament 3. Then, we sharpen some wooden stakes for our brutally honest review of Dracula Origins for the PC. Stay tuned. Gaming Update is brought to you by Break.com. Great flicks, hot chicks, cool pics. Stay out of the sun summer.
So I've been wondering, what video game do you guys think has the best music?
Welcome back to X-Play, and thanks for your question, Matt. So I actually like Rock Band, but that's a given.
That doesn't count.
That doesn't count, you're right. But my favorite original game soundtrack song is Halo 3.
Nice. Well, it's very cinematic, and it's easy to listen to and dramatic, and
totally. I can bump that in my car, and I just feel totally cool on the freeway.
Well, you know it has a great soundtrack because you hear a few bars and you know it immediately.
Exactly.
You know, where I think most games it's
forgettable.
It's forgettable.
It's forgettable.
It's noise. I'm gonna go with Rapid the Rapid. Oh, I love that game. It's so whimsical. You're a fly little dog, and you have to, rap and have rap competitions with people. But the music's really infectious, and it gets stuck in your head. And for me, that's the symbol of some great music in a video game.
That's awesome. So we like memorable stuff, basically. Yes. Unreal Tournament has yet to show up on the Xbox 360 for one significant reason: mods. Microsoft, not that into them. Epic Games, on the other hand, has supported user-created maps and content for years, and now console owners are finally getting a taste. Here's what's possible if you're playing on the PS3. It's time to mod this. If you like Unreal Tournament 3, but you're looking to spice things up a bit, you may want to download some of these awesome user-created mods available for the PS3. First, why not try taking the first person out of this first-person shooter? The Action Cam mod gives you a third-person view, so you can see your character in all his glory. Or mix things up by removing a whole dimension. Just download the UT2D mod, and you've got yourself a fine side-scrolling platformer. And while you're in 2D, you can really go nuts with the Super Mario map. It's a pretty good remake, and haven't you always dreamed of a killing spree in Mario Country? And if you like that one, you might also enjoy this map. Nothing like a death match in Legoland. Another fun addition is the Jetpack mod. Use the power of flight to pounce on your enemies from above. Great, looks like fun, you say, but how can I get these sweet mods? Well, dear viewer, it's actually quite simple. Just open your internet browser and go to a site that offers mods for the game. We use ut3mod.com. Connect a USB flash drive to your PS3, download the mod you want, and save it to the drive. Now, just start the game, go to Community, then My Content, and select Import Content from the drive and import the data. Now you've got your precious mod, and you can play with Samus from Metroid. Are you happy now? Well, you should be.
Thanks to substance abuse problems, Ratchet, star of the Ratchet & Clank series, is in rehab. While he recovers and plays wheelchair basketball with Jeff Conaway, Clank still has bills to pay. Sidekick stars in a new game on Sony's pint-sized system, and we've got a review. If you've finished Ratchet & Clank Future and you just can't wait for a full-fledged sequel, we have good news. Secret Agent Clank has arrived for your PSP. It may not quite measure up to its home console siblings, but if you're looking for a solid platformer for your PSP, this is a definite buy.
You are not the only one with an ace up their sleeve.
The plot is pretty simple. Ratchet gets framed for an intergalactic jewel heist, and Clank has to figure out who's actually behind it.
We've received reports from our inside operative that Ratchet may be in serious trouble.
Separating the two heroes winds up being a great choice in the gameplay department. You see, you'll use Clank's stealth combat moves and puzzle-solving abilities, while Ratchet smacks down criminals he's in the slammer with.
Hiya, knucklehead. You remember me?
As a nice bonus, you can play through a smattering of levels starring big-headed blowhard Captain Quark.
Let me know what they think of my amazing adventures.
There isn't quite as much snappy dialogue as we're used to, but this might be because Ratchet and Clank are hardly ever around each other. Instead, they have to pull off comedy by interacting with lame supporting characters.
I cannot help the way I was constructed, sir.
It's just not as funny. For a series that's released so many titles, it seems like the franchise would be wearing thin by this point. But thanks to the varied challenges, sharp graphics, and finely tuned control, this game feels as fresh as ever. Maybe Clank can handle a solo career after all.
Bingo.
Secret Agent Clank gets a 4
This is where the magic happened, my friend.
out of 5. Now, Clank is the latest in a long line of great sidekicks, and today, we count down our 5 favorites in today's FFmpeg. And number 5 is Daxter from the Jak and Daxter series. Like Clank, he also received a solo PSP adventure. Number 4 is Aggro from Shadow of the Colossus. This horse has tested clean for any performance-enhancing drugs.
And at number 3 is Bentley from the Sly Cooper series. This tortoise provides all the planning. My turtle just sits there like a bum.
Number 2 is Luigi, the ultimate second banana of gaming. I bet he cries himself to sleep at night.
But the number 1 sidekick is Tails. Not only can he help out in battle, but it's never detrimental. Pretty good for a freak of nature.
Yeah.
G4 X-Play.
G4 all summer long.
Welcome back to X-Play. Earlier in the show, we asked you what classic game franchise should be remade. The votes have been tabulated, and the current leader is Double Dragon with a whopping 59%.
Aside from listening to type...
Tomorrow on X-Play, it's all out war as we take you inside the epic battles of Warhammer Online and get a hands-on look at the next big MMO. Plus, check out tomorrow's heavy hitters today. We'll have the latest news and details on Halo Wars, Prince of Persia, and Resident Evil 5. There are big ones. Plus, we've got a fighting game that has its mind in the gutter, and it's definitely made in Japan. It all starts at 8. Don't miss it.
So classy. With those Japanese games, they're so classy.
So, you're watching the weekend block of X-Play.
Shower later, there's one more episode left.